Thank you.
Now, you have an album coming out in just a few days, which is titled Nobody's Perfect, which I think we should talk about right now. First of all, the title, Nobody's Perfect.
Well, it's true, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's true, yeah.
We had a reunion album called Perfect Strangers in '84, which was kind of a very solid statement, you know, and people might have thought we were being a bit pretentious, calling ourselves perfect. So, live album, Nobody's Perfect. I don't know if that was the thinking behind it. Nothing to do with me.
Actually, it was Richie's idea. We have a very hard time thinking up titles for albums or songs or anything. In fact, making any kind of decision at all comes very hard to this band.
And why is that?
Well, we live all over the world, for a start.
Yeah.
And, you know, we don't get together that often. We get together when we work on stage or work in the studio, occasionally.
So a lot of international phone calls going
Yeah.
back and forth. Now, the album is a live album, which was done, was it on your last tour?
'87.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, was it all recorded in one place, or?
No, it's from this country, and from Europe, various towns here, there, and everywhere.
Now, so, besides that, there's also one single, which is Hush, which was, I believe, was it the first major hit for Deep Purple that you re-recorded in the studio?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, it was, it's 20 years ago today. Sgt. Pepper told you. Hush came out in '68, and this is '88, and someone pointed that out to us the other day. And we were thinking, actually, of doing it as part of the stage act, as an encore, but we always fool around at the end of the songs. And we never got around to doing it. And when we were in the studio mixing the live album, which I'll hasten to add is really live, there's no studio additions. It's, and that's, again, the reason for the name Nobody's Perfect, because it's there, warts and all, as it were.
A few glitches in there, but still.
So we were just having a jam one night. We mixed the album in England, and there was a pub close by. And we unfortunately fortunately found ourselves in the pub one night, and we came back the worse for wear. And just started jamming around. Those moments when you're unguarded moments are usually the best moments. And Hush came out of it. It's a live jam in the studio.
And what was the thought behind doing this album? You just said, hey, we'll put this album, you didn't want to write new songs, or was there any main reason?
We hadn't really thought of a reason for it. We just decided it'd be nice to tape some of the shows that we did. So we went into the logistics of it. We bought a 24-track machine and just sort of shoved it into the desk out front, the sound desk, and recorded everything. And the results were good. We liked them. So it seemed like a nice time to put a live album out. I think live albums are you either love them or hate them. I don't think you're sort of any sort of grey area with a live album. But I think people who like Deep Purple will find a lot to like on this album. It's got, obviously, last year's versions of yesterday's songs, and you know, I quite like that.
That's not bad.
Last year's version of yesterday's song.
I don't know what it means, but so I think it's going to be of interest, and it's very exciting. It's got all that up close, up front feeling that you can only get. Well, this band can on stage. We can't. At the studio, you have to really work hard for spontaneity, and or you get spontaneity, but then you don't get the right take. So it's a juggling match after that.
Right.
If there's such thing as a juggling match.
Well, there is, as far as
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
concerned.
In, I guess it was